Hi, my name is Phil. I'm here at Bath Landscape and have worked here for about 25 years. I'm a certified arborist, and I'm here to talk to you about emerald ash borer, which is an insect that has finally made it to the Front Range of Colorado and has in fact been found in Fort Collins here midsummer. So it landed in Boulder in 2013, and it took this long to make it to Fort Collins. And the sad news is it will harm most every ash here in Fort Collins. And Fort Collins' urban tree canopy is comprised of a lot of deciduous trees, and a third of those, in some estimates, maybe only a quarter, are ash trees. And they will be affected by this insect. And sadly, the insect will kill every ash tree, all the way down to trees as small as 4 inches in diameter, unless they're protected. And I would like to talk to you about how you might protect your ash tree. Let's start by first, how do you know you have an ash tree? Ash trees are very common in Fort Collins in Colorado, and they were a good tree for Fort Collins. They have a distinct diamond pattern bark, sometimes more distinct than others, and there's two varieties in Fort Collins. A green ash, which is native to America, has a bright yellow fall color. The white ash is often known as the autumn purple ash, which has a purplish red fall color throughout the tree, very unique, very striking in the fall. The leaves are somewhat plain looking, but they do have a nice woolly brown bud, and that bud will be set by this time of year. So first off, find out if you have an ash. What symptoms do you see to tell you if you have emerald ash borer? Well, emerald ash borer damage is visible by the adults that do the feeding at the top of the tree. They start at the top of the tree in June and begin to defoliate the tree. That's going to be the first symptom that most homeowners see. The destruction comes after that adult is done feeding. The eggs that they lay in the tree begin to disrupt the tree as they bore and tunnel through the tree and disrupt the food translocation system of the tree. So the following year, you might begin to see massive die-off from the top down. You might also begin to see a lot of shoots, new green shoots coming out from down below on the tree branches as the top of the tree has been compromised. So they often talk about D-shaped exit holes that the homeowner might be able to see as they emerge and begin to feed. But the problem being that occurs so high up in the tree, it's often unable to be spotted. Now, is the ash worth saving? The treatments for the trees are no guarantee that the insect will be killed, but it certainly would be best to treat trees that are of value to you. For example, a tree that might provide great shade, or a tree that might have sentimental value, or a tree that provides energy savings in some regards, wind or sunlight. Okay, so we've determined we have an ash tree, whether it be a green ash or a white ash, and that we want to save it. What would a professional tree company do to help you? A professional tree company can apply a wrench to the bark, which again is systemically drawn up through the tree. And then thirdly, and probably the most effective tool against the emerald ash borer, will be an injection system. And I will just highlight how an injection system would be applied to your tree. Again, this is done by professionals with compounds and chemicals that are not available to the homeowner in the garden center. So we would take this tree, find the root flare where it flares out like this, and we will drill a series of holes into the cambium, which will pull this chemical through the tubing and up into the tree. So we drill holes about every 6 inches show you how that goes. Just
Pop the flare in about 3/4 of an inch, and then we will insert the tool that will go into the tree.
And then this would go around the tree. We would put the chemical into a tank and simply apply a bicycle pump, low pressure, to get the compound to begin to flow through the tubing, and then the tree will begin to draw it on up and take it to the top of the tree. And that's how a professional tree company would approach the control for emerald ash borer. Okay, so we've set up our injection system based on about a 6-inch spacing in areas of the tree where we think we're going to have good conductivity going up. And again, the product I'm using is a emamectin benzoate, which is a compound that will protect this tree for approximately 3 years, depending on tree health, insect pressure, and maybe surrounding areas. How much water does the tree get? So we're going to measure out a determined amount based on the diameter of the tree at breast height and apply the appropriate amount. Hooking this up to a standard bicycle pump, which will provide low pressure, approximately 30 to 40 psi, and begin to put the pressure to the system.
You see the compound beginning to go through the tubing. We want to get it all the way around the tree before we open up the rest of the ports.
We then just begin to open up the other lines. Now the tree naturally pulls the compound up to a certain extent. It'll do that, and again, this chemical will reach the top of the tree within 12 to 24 hours. You can see it's almost emptied out the contents of the bottle. We're going to allow the tree to slowly sip a little bit, and then as the pressure drops in our system, we'll raise that back up a little bit and let this course into the tree from anywhere for 20 to 30 minutes. There are options for homeowners to treat this tree yourself. The questions are in the arborist community is the treatments that the homeowner can buy effective? How long will they last? Are they going to be properly applied by the homeowner? So let's look at that one product that is touted oftentimes to protect the tree against emerald ash borer. And it goes by many different names, but this particular one is made by Bonide, and any of these products will have what they call a systemic action. And the systemic action means that when you treat the soil around the tree will then soak up this compound to the top of the tree and ward off this insect. Be sure and contact your garden centers and nursery professionals for options when using this compound. Again, this goes by many different names, and this is really one of the only effective tools that a homeowner can buy, but the question is it effective, and what other considerations do you need to know about when you apply this to your yard?